Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Cliff London Uncensored. I guess I have to start this video by saying, I guess I've arrived. Thank you for all of your support. I've arrived. I've officially got my first video. Well, actually, my second video since I've been on this YouTube journey taken away. The first one was for copyright shit because I was talking shit about these stupid rappers and I was using their videos pointing out how stupid they look and sound. The video I made earlier, that I made yesterday, YouTube also took it down, talking about that I broke community guidelines and medical misinformation. I didn't get banned, obviously, but if I keep talking about it and giving out medical misinformation, it could be. So I took it. I kind of knew that that would happen because it was getting banned all over Facebook and everything like that. And so, I mean, there's nothing I can really do about it. But what it did get me thinking about is that happened that way is because I've seen some pretty messed up stuff on YouTube. It's just amazing what they consider, what they will suppress and things that they will let go. I mean, I know it's probably an arduous job to get everything and catch everything, but they seem to really pay a lot of attention to this. And for something that they say is fake science, the masses out there, not specifically YouTube, but for something they say is fake, they're going through a lot of trouble to cover it up. If it was just bullshit, anyway, I can't go on. What made me a bit sad about it is it really kind of points out the state of our affairs in this country, and it's what really makes me afraid. Now, you all know I don't consider myself a black activist or a white activist or a conservative or a Republican or a Democrat or any of that shit. But what I am is a fucking patriot. What I am is pro-America, and that's what I will stand by, being an American. What I can't stand by is something that hinders part of what makes America great. And one of those things that makes America great is the trading of information and the free flow of ideas and choice. All kind of falls under the guise of freedom. You know, what the pro-blacks and shit like to talk about all the time. Freedom. But they only want freedom if it allows them to do fucked up shit. They only want freedom when it's convenient. Not real freedom, because real freedom requires you to hear things that you don't want to hear. Be exposed to shit that, like the truth, that may upset you. That's one thing that I've noticed with this generation. They are so, they talk shit about Gen X. They talk shit about that, this, the third. But a lot of these people, I'm not going to overgeneralize, but a lot of these quote-unquote millennials, which is another weird-ass term that modern-day society has come up with, some of the softest, I have to be heard, my feelings mean something people I have ever encountered. But only the people that agree with them and their ideologies, only their freedom matters. You see what I'm saying here? This is what's bad. This is the real censorship and stuff. It's the real enemy of America. I mean, because when you start taking away people's ability to communicate free flow, you don't have free flowing ideas. I mean, I've seen some pretty racist things, like not interpretive racism, but real racism, just YouTube channel surfing. Hey, like I said, I understand. Shit falls through the cracks. Point being is, the reason why I'm making this video is because it's saddening and it's scary. Controlling the control of information and the control of thought is very communist-esque. I don't necessarily consider my video being taken down that deep of a thing. I don't know, maybe it's because I uh, suspected it too. Hell, I'm not even sure. Well, I shouldn't say that I'm not even sure. I will say it seems a bit too good to be true that there is that the information that I posted, it seems a little bit too good to be true to me. But um, I just thought that it should be something that's available for the American people to decide for themselves and not the government decide. Because another thing, you guys, they have a lot of these people so brainwashed, and it's so saddening that they're not even willing. It's like they're in the Matrix. They're so tied into this, recurring system. And I think a lot of people are fearful of some of these things being worked out. I think of some of those pro-blacks that like to play the victim all the time and sit back and, say that people owes them something. I think if it was actually something to where, hey, you have opportunities, you're choosing not to take them. If there was if the system was actually changed, for lack of a better term. I mean, basically, let's say that something that required them to work. Not all, but the welfare queens and stuff. Something that required you to work. You know what I mean? Something that not even required you to work, but something that unequivocally, I wish there was something that would happen that would unequivocally say, hey, you have the same opportunities as everybody else. Should you choose to take them. And I think a lot of people lose their brain because a lot of people in all walks of life are so tied to this identity. And I think that a lot of blacks are tied to this identity of suffering and tied to this identity of, our role in this society is to be whining and shit and saying stupid, you like, stop killing us and all this stuff. That is the weakest shit I've ever seen. And all these thugged out dudes, these grills and shit with their dreads and the don't stop killing us, man. They look so fucking wimpy and shit. I know I'm getting a bit off base here, but the whole shit, the whole I can't breathe in the t-shirts, all this shit just seems really begging and fucking weak. It's almost like a lovesick teenager. It's like the white folk broke up with you and the dick was so good that you just keep begging to get it back. Please accept me, make us feel wanted, include me. It's fucking pathetic. You just, your actions and your demeanor and the way you carry yourself should speak for yourself. If you believe in yourself, if you love yourself, if you have a positive outlook on yourself, it'll radiate. And other people will believe it too, and they will respect it. Not by calling people names, not by accusing them, accusing people being racist. No, roll like a warrior does. Walk by your actions, not your fucking whining. See, I love these guys. They think they're so tough and shit when they want, some of these guys, they talk about Uncle Tom or Karen, or, they think they're so fucking cool and so fucking tough. But it takes real fucking courage. Real courage to let that shit exist too. Are you proud enough of yourself to not have to go down and tear these fucking statues down? Shit, are you proud enough of yourself to do some fucking research to make sure you're not tearing down the wrong shit, idiots? Do you have enough pride and self-respect? Or will you not have any pride and respect until someone white tells you should have it? But I guess that's Uncle Tom sort of thinking, having self-confidence and self-respect enough not to, because my white subscribers, this is not an attack on white, it's just an aside saying that, hey, we shouldn't be worried about, that should be low on the list, because it's quite arrogant of some blacks out there to think that white people get up in the morning and think about them and think about, I'm gonna go be mean to a nigger today. I know they have their own lives and stuff. They're not worried about that. I'm sure they have shit going on. Shit, my wife white, so You know, I know, woo doesn't mean anything. Love my wife. Skin color is secondary, if it's an issue at all, which it's not. Um, Back to the destroying of America, and I'm going to wrap this up here. So it begins, people. Hopefully, I haven't said anything to get banned, and if I do, I'll try to come back on Patreon or something like that. But I'm not honestly not trying to get banned. I don't have any qualms or ill will. I'm just saying that this is how it starts. Those of you that are left leaning and stuff, just keep in mind that they're starting to hinder the flow of information and ideas. They've already attacked the culture. All these beloved heroes and stuff, they're race swapping them, turning them into women, which is really lazy, by the way. Everybody loves when they turn a black character, a white character into a black character, which I've always thought was kind of like weird. Why don't you just, Marvel and DC have black characters, why don't you just do a story about a new black character? Ding, 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 and go with that. They also have black females. Go with that, but they think they're making leeway, changing things when you take a beloved character that everybody already liked and make it black. Well, you're contradicting it because you're still swinging on the coattails of an already old white character. So what was your point anyway? Because most people watch that and go, oh, a black version. It doesn't make it any better. It doesn't make it a better... it's just pointless. Just do something about a black superhero. Same thing with Ruby Rose and that whole Batman fiasco on CW. Just do Batgirl, Batwoman. They have that shit already. You see what I'm saying here? There's stuff that already exists, like the debacle that is Star Trek. And again, this all ties into them screwing with artistic expression. So this all ties into the stripping down of America that's happening right now. Star Trek is an American institution. It was already diverse, which is a horrible word. First, let's celebrate the fact that we're all different. We can't get along. Instead of the reason the word diversity is such a crock because it's like, they always say let's celebrate our differences, and it's complete bullshit. No, let's celebrate how we are the same. Let's celebrate how we are connected. Most of these people wouldn't know who they were if you couldn't talk about race every fucking day. They would have no clue who they are. It tells them what music to listen to, what they should like, who they should speak to, how they should dress. That doesn't make you an individual at all. And this country is based off individuality. Made ourselves from the inside out, from the outside in. Regardless of whatever racist fucking history. We're here and we should be proud of that and not so willing to just give it away. Just give it away because you think that you're going to get something for it or your life's going to be a little bit easier. Shit, as humanity, sometimes you're ahead, sometimes you ain't. But I'll tell you one thing. I don't want, I'm proud to be an American and I don't want socialism and I don't want communism. Because the system as the way it is, though it's not perfect, I'm not saying it's a fucking utopia. It's not perfect, but within this system, I can make moves. You can make moves. You can become the best version of yourself. Now, you tell me anywhere else in the globe where you can do that. You can come here, you can become a better version of yourself. I can still become a better version, the best version of myself. You can't do that when they're taking 70% of your check. You can't do that when they're telling you, when they're providing everything for you, your groceries. You can't do that when, they're telling you where to go to the doctor. You can't do that when they won't allow you to defend yourself. You can't live your best life. And they are trying to take that away. And if you say it, if you think it's paranoia, I'm telling you examples right now. They're hindering what you think. Hell, it could be a Ku Klux Klan fucking person. I might not like what they're saying, but I think that they still have the right to say that. It's a uniquely American thing. They have the right to say it, whether I like it or not. If I don't like it, I won't watch their fucking channel. choice. Little by little, they're taking away our choices. Tearing down those statues of the Southern leaders. Yeah, do I agree with them? What they stood for? No. Do I think the statue should be torn down? Nope. Absolutely not. It's the same thing. Right around the same area, probably, they had Abraham Lincoln statues. I mean, none of that stuff, all that stuff is reminders of history. Like, Hiroshima was terrible for the Japanese, but they don't just wash it away. There is a Hiroshima museum because remembering that history so that it doesn't repeat is very important. So, and having that there too. See, once those statues were torn down, what you did was make more. What you did was drive a divide between people. Yeah, you might have got Robert E. Lee, this person, that person, but let's face it, they don't report when you guys fuck up and tear and pull down one that was they tore down one that was an abolitionist. They don't report that shit. But they don't have the right to tear these down. And there may have been some, I'm pretty sure actually there were some Southerners that weren't racist or racial, but really, you know what, let's not even go there because it doesn't matter. Because any hope that you had of changing that person's perception, or any hope that, because, or any hope of making things better, tearing down these statues doesn't make anything better. It probably made you more enemies. Because they're going to say, well, they're leaving this up. A lot of people don't like the cultural shift. And you strip all the race shit away, somebody labored over it, made these statues. They are a form of art. I'm sorry, it really is the sculpture. It's a lot. If we're going to consider these damn canvases with splotches of splatter paint on it, a Jackson Pollock type shit or some of this mess, if you're going to consider that art, you have to consider this art, even though it's art that you may not agree with or that you may not like. It's monumental to someone. A lot of people do care about that. Even if you don't like it. The point is that in America, it should be okay. It should be okay. And it should be okay for people to say that they don't fucking like your damn statue. Or that they do like it. But once you start taking these things away, that's the beginning. And I believe we're at the beginning. And it scares the crap out of me because I wish that some of these weird ass leftists would have, if they had children on the way. Because see, at 40-something years old, we should be past this type of shit. A lot of people either haven't been around long enough or refuse, but shit, this stuff is not new. 20 years ago, it was something else, and it just means that we're still stuck in this repeating cycle, and humanity hasn't come far. Except this time in my life, this go around, they're actually stifling ideas. They're actually hindering the entertainment and controlling what you watch, what you listen to, and who you communicate it to. And as I'm about to bring a son into the world, one thing is shockingly clear. Can't stay in this Chicago sanctuary city hellhole. Can't raise him here. I'm afraid you won't live past the age of fucking 5. The other thing is I worry that, where can I take a child where he can be around different cultures and stuff and without thinking about it all the time, just let the natural being, because most of the time, I want to keep people, keep them as innocent as possible and try not to point the shit out. And, I know, other than the talk, I'm going to try and experiment and not do the whole talk. I'm going to do the talk in terms of not because you're black, you should be fearful of everything, but because this is how you should deal with the authority figures. See how that works. We're supposed to be better than this. We're supposed to be getting to a point where we're past this stuff, but it just keeps regurgitating. Except this time it is different and it's scary. It's very, very, very scary. Tyler Durden he predicted this in Fight Club. I'm very scared, people. And not in a scared like runaway way, but I mean it just seems like this is the way the country is going. Telling you what to speak, controlling what you say, what you film, what you do. And not for the greater good of the country, for people's feelings. Well, everybody, I think that's it for me tonight. I'm just going to, I don't even know what I'm going to title this video, but I just wanted to say, those of you that are there, thank you very, very much for your support. It means a lot. I know this has been a lengthy video, but it was kind of one where I just wanted to talk to you guys because I can't really talk about what I really want to talk about. And I only found out that my video got taken down about like 10 o'clock or 11:30 Chicago time. So I didn't really have anything planned but to share my solemnity and just sheer disappointment. Because as a YouTuber, I feel like I've been pretty open and that I'm not a racist, I'm not a misogynist, I'm not a right or left. Though there are a lot of right-leaning people that I absolutely love. I mean, you can still like people and not be, you know, there's a lot of leftists that I agree with their views, or like the real liberal, like the classical liberal that basically was like caring about other people. Now it's this weird shit that I don't know what the fuck it is now. I just got to end with saying that the free flow of ideas is one of the things that makes America great, and it's one of the things that this country was founded on. And if there's any YouTube gods out there listening, or anybody else, I'm gonna say from the bottom of my heart, please, please, please think about what you want to be part of. Do you really, you might get backlash, but do you really want to be part of stifling people? Do you really want to be part of that? Because I got news for you. People will come to the platform regardless and use it to speak their voice. And I think that it's up to you, YouTube. Like, what do you want to be? This is not part of the banning is not part of the solution. Being a conduit for the free flow of ideas is more helpful, I think. But hey, I'm just one guy talking. Anyway, everybody, if you've liked what you heard today, rate, comment, share. I prefer that you comment because I will do my best to start answering these because I want to know what you all think and how you feel about these issues. So please comment, rate. If I do make a video that you like or that sticks out and that's short enough for you to share, please share it. Let's help the channel grow. I want to make connections with other people with the same like thoughts so that we can maybe do something and maybe speak more in a way that they will let us speak so that we can keep up the fight so that our country doesn't fall into chaos. There is no future but what we make for ourselves. This is Cliff London Uncensored. Good morning, everybody. For me, good night.